All right, so today's video, we are back with another Quickplay Warrior video where we watch your Quickplay game, your rank game, try to guess your rank, give some feedback, all of that. This player we're watching today will be playing 6v6, plays Hazard on PC, has 2,082 hours of unranked, and 114 hours of ranked. Tim here says, hello, chat, Sully, Arnie, Luna, Georgie, and Lonnie. In case anybody's wondering, my cats. And then Lonnie. You may know me as the person who randomly clips everything in emongg streams. That is true. I have always loved Overwatch, but when it first came out, I only watched other people play it because I thought I would not enjoy myself, as I've always been bad at video games. But when I saw how much fun emongg's dad had playing on stream, even though he had absolutely no idea what he was doing, I was convinced to finally give it a try. Never knew that story. That's funny. I've been playing since mid-2020 and almost exclusively play Quickplay. I've tried comp a few times over the years, but I inevitably ended up taking the games too seriously and get myself so tilted that I just don't have fun. I started off mainly playing support, but as many of you know, I absolutely fell in love with Hazard when he came out. To give you an idea to the full extent of where now Tim is a mod in the voice actor of Hazard's. So just to give that idea there too. I am currently level 285 on him with a total playtime of 446 hours. My aim is not the best. I often just keep on blasting M1 even though no one is in front of me, and I have a tendency to dive in too far because it's just too fun to leap in as Hazard. Sometimes. Enjoy the chaos. All right, we'll see how it goes. Try to get my best to give you feedback, see what happens. So we'll see. This is obviously the quick play game, so we'll kind of see how this plays out comp-wise, you know, whatever it is. All right, here we go. Once you see that Bastion, I think going for the Bastion would be a good play. Yep, and then use the wall. Okay, one thing I want to show is, I can already tell you, because I had to learn from this one. So when you're going in, like, you had the right idea with the wall, but I want, this goes for any Hazard player, because I had to learn this pretty quickly. Always think about where they're escaping to early, not react to them escaping. Always predict where they're going to escape out, and almost like shoot the wall. I've done this many times. Anybody done this before? Even on May sometimes? You try to isolate somebody, but you're too late to the reaction. So one thing I would say is, like, next time when you go in there, wall off the escape route and then get the kill. Because then what's going to happen is they're going to bounce off the wall. They're going to take damage. So try to do it before. Like, predict, okay, the only escape route they truly have here is this doorway, and then try to wall that off, right? And then I think that would be a better route there. Obviously, you end up keeping them alive there and they end up surviving. But, like, just something to kind of think about is, like, always start to, like, be like, okay, they're definitely gonna go here. I'm gonna preemptively do that type of wall. I've learned that when I was playing Hazard, that was the way to go about it. Because I did that for a while. The reactionary walls didn't go well. Like right now, you know where the soldier's gonna go. You would, if you wanted the pre-wall, you could do it on the other side, right? That wall exists, that's for sure. All right, target focus. Remember, you want to go for squishies. Yep. You did say you got lost on this part of the map and ran in circles, and you are correct. Yep. Good target. Good melee combo. Could have used the wall to block off. Okay, yeah, line of sight for wall is fine. I don't think there's an issue with that. Using it as a way to survive, just like May. But what I say is the weakest tank right now. I mean, believe it or not, I mean, I still think you could probably say, like, probably Orisa, right? Like, Orisa's probably the hero that struggles the most, even though, like, she's still okay. Yeah. Ryan's been really good. Okay, let's see. I could be misremembering some tanks. Okay, so yeah, this is a lot of you just kind of running around, so, like, obviously knowing the map would be a lot better, so I'll give you a little bit of pass on some of the decision making on this map specifically, because, like, you just kind of don't know where you're going. Whew. Big slam. I'm surprised that shattered you. Okay. Just a reminder to everybody, you can shoot the Mauga ultimate, so definitely shoot the Mauga ultimate. Watch as you go in. Target focus. Right click is fine. You walled off preemptively there. Good job. Everything seemed fine there. Good play. Obviously, there's a Moria you could go for because you know the cooldown. You have your ultimate if you need it. Remember to right click out if you need to also. Got the health pack. So far, this has been a fine rotation out of you. One thing I will say, and something I started to learn recently, don't be afraid to wall climb as Hazard. It's something that, like, I think gets forgotten about a lot of the time, and you can maneuver around the map really well with those wall climbs. So don't be afraid to just to wall climb and maneuver that way a bit more. I've noticed that you play very static, as in, like, you're kind of in the middle, like, you know, you don't really go, like, too much with your movement outside of just jumping in. So don't be afraid to, like, you know, just like get creative with it. Like, you know, wall climb off this and then find yourself a leap spot this way. Like, make it harder for them to have like a direct shot on you. Good movement will go a long way. At least in my opinion, good movement will help you a ton. You know, even just practicing some wall climbs here and there would be really nice. All right, let's see what happens next. All right, not bad. Perk-wise, I'm the whatever's best for you. I just looked at that now. This is Quickplay Warriors, so there'll be a rank game after this too. There's both. I will guess the ranks in between. Okay. One thing I'll say is you definitely play a bit more kind of stand stilly. You can be a little bit more like proactive. The major perk one, you choose the wrong one, okay. And like what I mean by that is like, you notice how you're playing like how you would be like if you were a Zarya, this would be great positioning. Again with Hazard, don't be afraid to, you know, use that wall climb, use that movement to get out, to, you know, to engage in. Like, there's a lot you can do on Hazard that like there's less downtime. And, you know, obviously you got to find the balance between not speeding, but I feel like a lot of this is then you're kind of playing more of what you would do as like a Zarya. Like what you would do more as like a Zarya than anything. Where it's kind of like that. Again, you're going to be with your team sometimes, but don't be afraid to, you know, I said, go up on the wall climb, move around the map a little bit, you know, distract them more. You know, in 6v6 especially, you have more opportunity to kind of like distract and pull pressure away while also getting out, right? Right there, you probably know you just overcommitted, but like at the same time, this is like that rotation between the points, so everybody's all over the place, so I'll give a pass on that one too. Looking at the scoreboard, you know, having a good scoreboard thus far. I feel like you understand mechanically what to do, but you don't utilize some of the stuff you can do on Hazard, right? It's kind of like, you know, like on Kiriko, where like wall climbing away can be so efficient and then players don't utilize it as much. Still, very similar here with Hazard. Like utilizing that wall climb to kind of like maneuver around the map, make them look up, right? You always hear that, you know, no one looks up in games. I mean, Hazard has that capability. Yeah, so it's just like a little bit less of like the Zarya-like play style. You sometimes remember that wall climbing exists? Yeah, that's why I'm trying to get this by kind of like, I'm letting you know, like you need to utilize it more because it is just, it's very effective. Now. All right, let's see. Yep. That wall's gonna be okay. Alt-wise, I mean, it's up to you on your ults. You're gonna know better than I do here. You got your melee combo down. Good ult. Great. You got a Mauga in that. Moira. Good ultimate. Good job. Is there a tech? I think it's a tech where like when you like hit your button or you hold your button as you like land, it does like a little bit of a bunny hop. Yeah. I forgot the exact like tech behind it. I do it. I do the bunny hop tech, but I don't describe it well. Does that make sense? You got like the jump at them melee combo now. And then obviously when you jump in, you can also put your Hazard wall down sometimes. Like for example, like something you could do here. And it's funny because you're doing this. See, I look at this and I go, this could be a kill, but this could be, you got to look at there. Like there's a world where you could, something I started to do was like put the sidewalls and it worked really well. Like you could put like a sidewall here and then go kill them and then they'll over panic and you get a kill, right? There's like a way to like, there's a couple of options. I don't mind this because if you do this wall correctly, you're going to isolate them, but don't be afraid of also putting like a sidewall here that kind of goes to like here. They'll get stuck, not be able to go through. You get a free kill and then they get overcommitted to it. This one might leave some of your teammates susceptible because like there's no blockage of like this side, see? So it would only be this side. So something to think about when you do those walls, but anyway, it's a small note. But as you can see, like they can still help their teammate a little bit from that angle. It works out. It's on a bad wall, just giving you a different perspective on walls that you can do. So. Yeah, you can go in there. Yeah. Good idea. Doesn't mean that was just off. There is a Life Weaver in front of you. That's a big slam. Life Weaver would be your target, not the Rhine. Well, I guess the Rhine's 1 HP, so never mind. Good target focus. Okay. Weird rotation there, but it worked out. There it is. Good job. Take some shields. Okay, so like talking about this, let's just pause right here. I just want to give you a pause because like you should be going for the Sojourn here, right? Are we in agreement here, chat? More than likely, Sojourn should be your go-to here. Like I feel like that is who you would want to get on right now, is the Sojourn. Go for the Sojourn, you're going to have good results. That's how I kind of see it, right? If you do that, you're going to get a kill. Let's see what your decision making is. And this is what you've been doing, and I kind of wanted to pause this and show you why. So you're kind of not, this will get you killed a lot of the time to where you're jumping into their team. This is their core. They can disengage this. This player right here cannot be saved outside of a Life Weaver pull. But let me give you kind of the rundown of this. You jump up here, you go for the Sojourn. If Sojourn reacts or the Life Weaver reacts, the team's going to be pulled into here. Well, now you're on a high ground off angle. Your teammates are over here. You're on an off angle above high ground. You can go right here. You can right click down to do a bunch of random damage if need be. You have target focus and you have the whole high ground behind, but you jump into them. And that was where the problem is. Obviously, you know, you could win this still, etc. But I'm just showing you like a perspective that you can get away with there instead of doing what you do now. See how you're forced to kind of play defensively now? All of this is solved by going the other way. See? See how that team fight could have went differently? Still could have lost it, but you set yourself up for this type of play to where like you go into their core, you don't isolate the top, and they're able to react accordingly. So, matches are at 2 p.m. Eastern. Always on Tuesdays or Thursdays generally. Obviously, there's some outliers to that. Yep. Supposed to be like Tania? Thank you 8 months for the prize every day. Thank you. Sorry if I got it wrong, but thank you 8 months. All right. See, now you know you gotta, now you know, right? There's your ultimate. The ultimate was good, but you see how, like, because you're not, something I want you to think about going forward, you do not have to run it down mid. You're not playing Zarya. You're not playing Sigma. You're not playing Mauga. Like, I want you to think about more of the perspective of taking different angles and then approaching it that way, right? Like, stop, like, going into them like that. Like, learn to go around the map. Like, you can be, even in 5v5 you can do this, but specifically in 6v6, like, you're not going to be the main focus, so go around like the top right side of the walls and maneuver around and like use that movement to your strength, and I think that can go really well. Okay. A lot of damage going in. Target focus. Think about where they're at. You're not going to be able to do anything at that point. So go get the kills elsewhere rather than run back and turn your back. Every time you try that, you panic game and die. Well, the thing is, though, is like the only way to get better at that panic game is to keep doing it until you get better at the panic game. It's like that's like what it is. Like it sounds like you almost like take yourself out of the team fights to get scared to make a play because of that. So something to again kind of look into, right? Wall to the left side door. See. Like right there, you would want to wall off the left side door to isolate anybody who's not there. Instead, you wall in front of you, and that wall gets destroyed. So remember, think about where they're going to escape to. Where would it block a line of sight? Where would it funnel them to? Just a slightly off wall there. Let's see. Yep, right idea. Yes, there you go. Keep going for it. Even if you don't get this, I like what you're doing. That's fine. Keep doing this. Yes, here you go. Now, like, for example, you could wall climb up there and then go around and they wouldn't see you initially, right? Because you'll be silent in the air. You can ult this if you like. This is a fine ult if you want. Yep, okay. Climb a wall. There you go. Hey, you wall climbed. Let's go. There you go. Good ult. Love to see it. How much would you tunnel vision trying to look? How much would you tunnel vision? It's more about looking for people who are out of position. If somebody's not out of position, you don't need to force that. But like here's my take. If there's a whole core of them, you still can play map control over going into the core, right? Obviously a good charge there, but you got the kill. Like you could still, like you don't need to go into their core over and over again. Like when they have like a Reinhardt with 4 people around, you can maneuver around the map and kind of pick and choose your time. And I think that's kind of a way to like approach it and look at it. Is like, it's also just being a little bit patient on Hazard. You don't always need to be in there. So I'll answer that question in a second. Not a bad limb. All right. Who's the quick play warrior? All right, still watching. Nothing happening yet. Bucket boy. Okay. Remember, isolated targets. Like, yeah, Lucio would be a good target here. Okay, now you climb up the wall. See, this is another thing too. Like, let me like show you. Like, you're sitting in this battle here, right? Yeah, you have a Zeno. But why not like climb up this wall? Like, look at what you create yourself by doing this. Ready? Watch this. Wall climb up, and then look at this. Look at all of this free space you have. You don't have to panic or anything. You're just up here. Now you have a free bastion kill because of where your wall was or where you put a wall. You have opportunity to make them look at you. And at the very worst, you have them do this. Oh, crap, there's somebody up here. Let me look this way, which then alleviates pressure here. Obviously, the second target now would be the Sojourn behind you. But like, see what I mean by just doing like a simple wall climb and then turning around? So much more room to work with. Instead, you're kind of like, yeah, you know, battling their core, you know? And there you go. So that was the quick play. So obviously, you know, initial feedback is like learning to kind of wall climb more. Target priority needs to be worked on. Enough jumping into their core like that. Predict where they're going to escape out so that your walls are less reactionary and more just knowing that they can't escape out anywhere else. Okay. Todd, thanks for the 53 months of the Prime sub. Appreciate it. Thank you. And Disky, thank you for the Prime sub. Now, if I had to guess the rank, I'm going to be honest with you. You have a lot of good plays, but I think that you're hesitant, and that hesitation can cause problems sometimes. So I'm going to start with Gold 1. Yeah, you have good plays. You have an idea of how to play the hero. You don't take advantage of out-of-position players, which means that sometimes your games can get very static and relies on a lot of variables to happen. So I'm starting with Gold 1. Now, obviously, once we get into the rank game, that can switch up, and I might think otherwise. But right now, I'm going with Gold 1. Okay, for the placement match here, Tim says, I was in a duo with our Emre. We had just come off a pretty bad stomp of a loss where our diva was being salty about us being bad. To be fair, we did not play very well, but it was a team effort. In the very next game, who was on the enemy team? But that same player. This time on Orisa at first, eventually switching to Diva and Ryan. They were being salty. They were still being salty in the match chat. So I did troll a bit after one of my limbs on them. It ended up being play of the game. I also had a fun hazard parkour escape at one point that I am somewhat proud of. Overall, a pretty chaotic match. Enjoy. All right, let's see what happens. We got obviously a little bit of a battle here. Do you happen to be the Emre in this? Is that what you're saying? I got it. Yeah, I guess that works. Yeah, sure. So remember, you can go over the top of the, like, I want to show people some, oh, no, you're not? Oh, okay. That's just funny. Oh, a friend of yours? I got it. Okay. Just kind of give you a note here. Don't be afraid to try some cool plays, like going over the top here, because if you go over the top, you can isolate behind them and then get some kills. And if they go for you, you can either back away or you can also wall climb over and then get out with your cooldown. So it's definitely risky sometimes, but I've seen hazards utilize that very well. Of going over the top right there. Either way, you're fine. I got you, Bucket. I got you. See, so it's a friend of yours. Even better. Expecting you to go over the train? No, but I'm showing you the ways to go about it, right? You know? I don't expect you to go over it after the quick play we watch, but I'm giving you, like, you know, next time you play this map, maybe you consider it. Either way, team starts off strong, so good job. Oh, it's on run? Yeah, that could work. Okay. Go. There you get now. I'm okay with that isolation as long as you escape out. Oh, that was a roughie, but you made it out. You could right click a little bit further back, by the way, just so you know. Yeah. That diva really wanted you. Now, this is the diva you said that was crap talking y'all. So maybe that diva feels obligated to kind of all in you. At the same time, that diva is helping your team by doing that, just so you know. Like, that diva all in it actually helps your team. If they feel obligated to go for you, that works out in your team's favor. So that diva's not going to survive after that. Okay. High ground. You can go up there. Okay, never mind. You see a Xion. All right. Get the kill. Funny how you like hold your jump as you're jumping. Like, does that make sense when you land? Yeah, this diva really wants you. Again, remember, predict where they're going to go. Like, you could have walled that off slightly sooner, and then they're forced the other way. That's what I'm trying to get you in the habit of, is, like, kind of think about where they're going next. Also, your team's dominating the start. You can go off with an ult here. And you're in DPS. Always call when the deflect is, and it gets a lot easier. So far, so good, though. Your team's dominating pretty well. There you go. See, right there against the Juno, how you predicted where the Juno was going to go. That's what I'm trying to get you to more of the habit of. So, you're so hyper-focused on the Matrix eating your wall. It's going to happen sometimes, you know? Moira's stuck there. There you go, see? Now they're only going to be able to go out the left doorway. But you don't, right? See how you use the wall to predict? Can't get out at that point. See? Matrix, you can defense Matrix the hazard wall. Yes, that is a thing. Okay, keep it in here. Good wall. Stop the charge. I'm mad about that one. Remember, target focus is key. Like, yeah, that's the correct decision. Yes. Wall climb up. There you go. See how easy that was? That's what I'm talking about right there. Easy. Not focusing down. Like, think about it. You're not focusing down their tank. You're not getting, like, distracted by, like, their, their core. You're going to get a free kill. Great job. Good play. That's why I want you to do that. That's why I want you to do that, because there's so much more to it. Anyway, good start. Very good start. I would say out of you. This is what we like to see. All right, let's see how your defense goes here. A little bit too ambitious here by your setup, Casino. Yeah. I am not a fan of that setup because it's very all-in-y, which means that once you're putting stress on your teammates at that play. So be very careful of that starting position. Even if your Bastion goes up there, like, I don't know. Thankfully you get out, but like, think about all of the resources used to help your team get out there. I'm okay with like a safer kind of over the top of the train approach here. See how you're going for the Rhine again? You're not, at that point you can't really go for the Rhine as much. You want to go for the isolated targets. This is what I meant earlier in your quick play game, where sometimes you get a little bit like, you lose track of like what targets are important. So instead you either wait for the target to come to you, or you do exactly what you do now, where you just spin around, make no like decisive decision, and end up doing nothing. And that's what this was the indecisiveness of your game. You were very indecisive, and that's something you got to pick up on. Like, just go make a play. If you don't know what to do, default to like, hey, there's a squishy target, I'm gonna go kill that squishy target. On their team, find the Junkrat, find a support, but stop going for their Rhine Orisa when you don't have the map control to begin with. There you go. You do see their Pharah. Now back away. Remember, you can wall climb up. Okay. Yep, I mean, I would have right-clicked immediately when you killed a Junkrat, so that way you reduce the damage, but it happens. Been there, done that. Dying to the Junkrat mines, it happens, yep. Well, hold on spawn, you need everybody on the same page, too. Like, it was only like 2 people up in their spawn. So, yeah, or walked away. I mean, walking away can work, too. But you can also right-click the damage. Initially, you were just too late for the reaction. All right. If you're down in numbers, just back away. Okay, never mind. You're just might as well send it in with your Moira and get some trades. Yep. Notice your target focus? So what was I saying about target focus? Go for the squishies. Stop all in these tanks. You're ignoring that, like, you have opportunity to go elsewhere, and you're just all in. And like, honestly, in 6v6, Rhine might even be stronger than Rhine in 5v5 right now, and Rhine has the highest win rate. Because they give Rhine 1800 shield in 6v6 instead of 1500, and nobody shoots the shields anyway, so, yep. I understand that you're focused on that tank because of previous. What I'll also say is, look at it this way. Okay, let's look at it this way. If that player's already a tilter to begin with, if you go and kill their team, oh, there it is. I hate when I accidentally hit my emote. Oh, I hate when I do that. It's accidental, right? Completely accidental. But, like, let me just pause for a second on this one. If you have a player that, like that player is the one that tilted against you in the other game and was, basically blaming everybody else, what happens if you go to their backline and kill their team the whole time? That player is already going to be tilted again and is going to be basically blaming their team again, which means that not only will you have easier team fights after that, if their teammates are dead to begin with, they're not going to survive, and then you can go isolate them 1v1 and accidentally hit your butt. See what I'm saying? So, it's one of those things of, like, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can go in there and do that. You said there was ads? All right, I'll pause. We're good. You would not be able to handle this at all? Like submit and stuff, or just, like, the gameplay itself? All right, here we go. We're back at it. So again, you know, you're hard focused on the other team. Oh yeah, that's fair. I got you. So far, so good. Keep in mind, whenever it comes to like my reviews, I always mean well with my reviews. I want to help people get better. Because when I grew up playing games, I always wanted to improve and get better. So being able to give someone a tool to get better is just very satisfying to me. So that's why I kind of do the reviews the way that I kind of do them. You know, I don't get too roast heavy on them because, like, you know, unless somebody like specifically asks like, hey, like roast the heck out of this. Like the way I look at it is, you know, people want to get better and I want to help people get better. That's it. Yeah, that's fair. Hey, you know what? One of the best ways to get better at things that is just send it to him, and that's a good step. So hey, proud of you. Good step. All right, here we go. Pause my Discord. Yep. Okay, good target focus. Again, I'm just, whenever I say good target focus, I'm reiterating to you that you're making the correct decision on like a switch. There you go. Good target focus again, by the way. See how I'm very happy when you go on like squishy targets? That's good. I'm trying to think of what I want you to do here. Remember, don't focus the Rhine. Don't focus the Orisa. Just get out of there. 2 killer. Thanks for the 25 months to tier 1 pizza. Thank you. Appreciate it. It is mid-season today. Yeah.
Mid-season is today. I didn't even start this season.
Yep. A little bit tunnel vision-y, but I think this is going to be fine. Wall idea was a little bit late. But see, that's why I keep getting you like 1 extra second. All right, here we go. Yeah, don't ult that. Again, a lot of this can be solved by good target focus, just so you know. A lot of this can be solved by like good target focus. Great ultimate, by the way. Keep in mind the point is susceptible, but you also have no HP, so I don't blame you for them getting the point. Like, you would have fallen over well before that. This might be the escape out you mentioned earlier. Remember, you can wall climb above you. Like, this is what I mean about, like, wall climbing. Like, think about the map. You can go up here for safety for now. See? You can just go right here, wait a second. If they start to look at you, you can jump up here. Again, utilize your maps. I really do think, and obviously, you know, whether you play ranked or quick play, the utilization of the maps seems to be really good. So, do I review all roles? I do, yes. Keep in mind, it's like by it's chance if we get a lot of submissions. So yeah, but yeah. So far, very chill. Is anyone on here? So a little bit hesitant here. Again, utilize your wall climb. I mean, you pretty much know at this point. If you wall climb up and then do that, you're good. So utilize your wall climb as much as you can. All right? You think this was the parkour escape? Yeah, I think so too. But like, I think the number one thing to take away from this, Tim, is just utilize your abilities more and recognize that like you don't want to go funnel on the tank the whole time, whether it's quick play or rank. So, but I would say, yeah, you kind of know where to go with this one. And I think you probably are seeing that pretty obviously in this game here too. If you improve your target focus, you're going to play much better in these games. Because you have a basic understanding of like the kind of jump in and like burst somebody down mechanic. But you definitely struggle a bit with like, what do you do when you don't know the right target? And I think the problem is like your default target is a tank. Let's start to make that default target like an out of position Junkrat, and you know, an Ana. Let's wall climb up somewhere to put yourself in a better spot. You can wall off the Rhine here. Great wall. Respect that. And that wins you the game. Big slam. Good job. So there you go. But great job. I mean, everything I watched there, like you You have the right idea, in my opinion, Tim. You have the right idea. But, you know, if you wanted to focus on improvement on hazard, I think utilizing your wall climb, predicting where they're going to go before, like use your wall before you would want to use your wall. Trust me, I know that doesn't make sense, but it makes sense once you start to utilize that. When you go to a spot, go, okay, if they're going to escape, they're going this way, put your wall up. It lasts for quite a while, adds extra damage, which could help you burst a kill. And like I said, like with the utilizing the wall climb and all that, target focus, you just do all that and you're going to be fine. If you choose to keep doing ranked, you would probably climb. If you choose to just, you know, apply this in quick play, you'll probably dominate more in quick play. So my advice is to utilize that. But outside of that, I mean, you understand a lot of the gameplay loop. Let's just fix that up a little bit, and I think you'll be good. All right, you got this. You absolutely got this. Now on to the rank. I'm gonna stick with gold 1. Same concept. I think you make the right plays. You have the right idea. It's just you're not quite utilizing your kit to the extent, and you're not really utilizing your ability to burst down a squishy. I think if you were to do that, it would go well, but sometimes you spend a lot of time kind of just chilling and waiting for something to happen, or you target tanks too much. But outside of that, I mean, great games, and the rank is... Okay, just so I'm correct here, is this silver 5? Because I've been a little bit off on these recently. Silver 5? There you go. So the rank is silver 5. With a 6-4 record. I'm still confident with gold 1. I'm fine with that. I'm not even gonna budge. I think that rank is slightly lower based off of the mechanics you had. You have the right ideas. You just missed some obvious plays. I'm still okay with that. If you were to utilize target focus, I think you'd be in gold. Straight up. I think you would be in gold. I'm straight up. I really do believe that if you were to do that, you would be at that point. So anyway, you can do it. As I was saying, you got this. You absolutely got this. You like the video, make sure to like button, subscribe to YouTube if you haven't, leave a comment, all that helps. If you want to submit your own spectating or anything like that, my Discord's where to do that. And if you want to watch more of these quick play warriors, I have a lot of these now. So look over here on the bottom left, I think it is. Click the video. It's going to be a good one. And with that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day / night. All right. One more.